communities in the Niger Delta region. Do stay with us as we journey through activities that are making the rounds in the oil-rich region. I am Avero Swagene Ebo. Welcome once again.
On this edition, Akwa Ibom Governor Pastor Moino approves appointment of 12 permanent secretaries. Rivers State Governor Sir Siminalayi Fubara launches new Navy Training Command headquarters in the states. Chief of Naval Staff Vice Admiral Ogala announces 90-day extension period for Operation Delta Sanity. Police arrest 2 fake inspectors in possession of 20 million naira worth of drugs in Edo State. On the developing story, Passion FM ADBN cleanup campaign goes beyond Akwa Ibom State, aims to roll back malaria in the Niger Delta. And on our big story, the pace of economic development in the Niger Delta will be our focus.
Let's take you through some of the major stories that we had in the week. Our first major story focuses on the developmental advancement of Governor Doye Diri of Bayelsa State, as he earlier stated that the high cost of construction materials will not dissuade his administration's promise to deliver dividends of democracy to people of the state. The Bayelsa governor made this known during an inspection on the ongoing Akaba-Okodi Road in Bayelsa State.
The Akaba-Okodi Road project was awarded in April last year by Governor Doye Diri. It is to be completed within a space of 2 years. 1 year after, over 50% of the job has been done on the first phase of the 10-kilometer road spanning from Akaba community in Yenegua Council area to Okodi community in Obuya Council area of the state.
We are not playing politics with the development of our state and of our people, because I have a deep knowledge of what our people have gone through. And I don't think that under me, having known all of that, we want to end the suffering of our people to the best of our ability, and that's what we are doing.
Elated with the pace and quality of work done, Governor Doye Diri, however, charged the construction company handling the project to ensure that the job is completed within 2 years specification.
We are proposing to complete this, to be able to access this road by December, that is the Christmas. So we are aiming to finish it by Christmas, and people will be able to convey and move from Akaba to Ogwe, which is where the 10-kilometer, and that's the phase 1.
Well, you have seen it yourself now. That's why I came by myself to see things for myself and see what progress that has been made so far. I was here, I think last year. Yes, sir. Last year before the elections. Yes, sir. Before the elections. I was here, and then, you can see the difference between when I came last year and then now. It's so much work that has been done. So much has been achieved. And this is a road linking 2 local government areas, linking Yenagua to parts of Ogbea local government area.
The state chief executive officer also took a swipe on the criticism by the opposition party, calling it a mere distraction.
The 10-kilometer road from Akaba to Obuya, Otuodi in Obuya, when completed, will reduce the suffering of the people who travel daily on water.
Now, since assumption of office by Governor Doye Diri for a second term, he has been involved in some developmental projects, and this was reaffirmed by the press secretary to the governor of Bayelsa State, Mr. Daniel Alabra, as he tells us more in an exclusive interview about the achievements of Governor Doye Diri's administration. Let's have a look. Apologies, we cannot bring you that at the moment. But next on our major story is the commissioning of projects by the Akwa Ibom State Governor, His Excellency Pastor Umoino, as he turned 60. Many have lauded his dexterity, describing him as a peace-loving governor, uniting the people of the state beyond political affiliations. To mark his 60th birth anniversary, several projects were lined up for commissioning in the state, which were followed by a Thanksgiving service, as everything should end up in thanks and praise. Also, spotlights of his 60th birthday celebration drew in the high and mighty across the region to Uyo, the state capital, such as the former Nigerian President, Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, wife of the Senate President, Her Excellency Ekaite Unoma Akpabio, Minister of State for Petroleum Gas, Obong Ekperipe Ekpo. It was a gathering of dignitaries as they graced the 60th birth anniversary of the Akwa Ibom State Governor. Do enjoy the view.
As the state governor, Pastor Moino marked his 60th birthday celebration. Dignitaries from different political class, socio-cultural groups, religious bodies and members of the public joined the state governor in his diamond anniversary. The day's activities began with former Nigerian President Dr. Goodluck Jonathan commissioning the 1.3-kilometer road at Atiku Abubakar Avenue, an 8-meter deep drainage system, as well as the commissioning of the reconstructed Afaobe Road, all in Uyo, the Akwa Ibom State capital.
Today, I'm joining the governor and all of you to commission this project for our use and the use of everybody who has something to do in this part of Nigeria, in this part of the world. So I join all of you to formally commission this major project, a drainage system, a resurfacing of the road, a lightning system, and the others. We're doing this the honor and glory of God.
The former president also commended the governor's vision for the state.
And it's not easy to excavate 8 meters. In fact, I asked the governor when he mentioned 8 meters, I said, was it a tunnel? But the governor said they cut from the surface. It's not easy to cut 8 meters from the surface down, cast it properly, and build the tunnel. You tried very well. We are also commissioned the reconstruction of a section of the Atiku Abubakar Road with walkway, drainage, and solar street lights. Also the reconstruction of 1 kilometer Afaha Ube Road in Uyo. These are major projects that the governor is doing, but it's more than just major projects.
From the commissioning, the celebration continued with a Thanksgiving service held at the Worship Center, Banking Layout, Uyo. The governor, however, could not contain the joy as he, alongside his family members, sang in thanksgiving to God for sustenance and goodwill while recalling the tough moments of his life.
The President of the 10th Senate, our grandfather, who is here with his wife today. You know, the history of Akwa Ibom is like Ata begat Akpabio, Akpabio begat Udom, Udom begat Umoino. That's the genealogy of Akwa Ibom, you know, and we thank God. We're here today to thank God, and my spiritual father had laid it all out, that God took David from the sheepfold and brought him to shepherd his people Israel. I think that is my story. God took me from the backside of life and brought me to be the servant of Akwa Ibom State. And for that, I'm eternally grateful. And I pray that, just like my spiritual father has said, it's been one of my greatest prayers, that may God continuously keep me small in my own eyes. And I thank Akwa Ibom people for that support. I want to say today is indeed a day to thank God. It is one of my happiest days in life today. Something happened inside this hall today that makes me thank God, that makes me return all glory to God. And I know that God is leading Akwa Ibom somewhere. I'd like to thank God for the life He has given to us for my family. I'd like to thank him for all the journey he has taken us through. It's not been easy, but we thank God.
In her felicitation, wife of the President of the Senate, Her Excellency Ikaito Norma Akpabio, enjoined all to lead godly lives, adding that God can use anyone to bring you into success.
Pastor Umeno, who has son CC today, but is living in a golden body. Your Excellency, the co-celebrant, my sister, Her Excellency Mrs. Umeno. The success of his administration lies on your shoulders. It's a very huge task. It's a great job, but by the grace of God and as a woman of God, you are going to do it well. May God help you in Jesus' name. Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor, and your dear husband, Your Excellency, the father of our governor, Deacon Udom Emmanuel. I am here to represent our own, our father, our leader, the father of Gabriel Udom Emmanuel. And by extension, I am the mother of Gabriel Udom Emmanuel.
Former Nigerian President Goodluck Jonathan expressed his delight towards Governor Moino's achievements, especially in addressing the needs of the people.
What we are celebrating today is for us. It has not been here for a year. It's still next month will make 1 year of his administration. Like I said earlier in the day, that to know that a governor or a president is for us, you don't have to wait until the person completes 4 years.
More encomiums were poured on the governor. Dignitaries from different political classes, social culture,
Okay, we continue to wish His Excellency the Governor for Akwa Ibom State, Pastor Moino, good health as he continues to pilot the affairs of the great state. Okay, for those of you who are not familiar with the Niger Delta, let me tell you that it is a region that has an intersection of river veins, making fishing a timeless tradition of its people. The people have for generations relied on the bounty of these waters for their livelihood and sustenance. On our next major story, fishing activities in the Niger Delta with Akwa Ibom State as a case study was our focus. Do enjoy every bit of it.
The Niger Delta is one of the most prominent regions in Nigeria, endowed with several water bodies that are distributed as freshwaters like rivers, lakes, streams, and creeks. Apart from the freshwaters, the region also has vast marine ecosystem such as marine grove swamps, periwinkle crayfish, oysters, and others. Fish is packed with nutrients that most people are lacking. This includes high-quality protein, iodine, various vitamins and minerals. Interestingly, the fisheries sector is an essential aspect of the world economy in terms of employment, food security, enterprise development, foreign exchange, earnings, and other economic benefits. Iwochang is a riverine community in Ibona local government area of Akwa Ibom State that witnesses influx of people from various parts of the world who come in to trade daily on a commercial quantity. Let's go to Iwochang River.
This is Iwochang, a popular fish market in Eket's local government area. And as you can see in front of me, there is a basket full of fish. As I think there are 2 baskets full of fish, and there is a lady here who is a marketer of this fish, and she's going to tell us the benefits of these fishes and what it costs or what it implies for her to get these fishes and what she's going to do with these fishes. So, Madam Grace, right?
Mary.
Okay, Mary. So, we have a basket full of fish here, and some of us might not really know the benefit of fishes to them. So kindly tell us, first of all, what's the benefit of fish to the human body?
We have fishes like anaga and kuka. Our land is not good for planting, but rather it is good for fishing and other riverine activities.
My discussions with some fishermen also revealed the challenges while joining into the middle of the sea to harvest fishes for sale.
The process of fishing, you have to get the material such as engine. Engine has to be the more difficult things. Without the engine, there's nothing we can do. After you get the engine, you get the boat, plank boat, you get the marine rope, and all that. When you get this intact, then you will continue with fishing.
The process of catching the fish is very hard, more especially in this rainy season. It's not easy at all. No easy, because before you go come out, the weather don't change, and the weather don't change like this. The thunder and then the storm. It's not good inside sea. So all those stuff they disturb fishermen well. I know they agree make fishermen take also in time, but when it's in drying season, at that time where the business they move out, all those sea pirates they don't agree for us. So now the only time we enjoy the business with this. Understand? This is the only time we enjoy the business. This is the rainy season, because sea pirates they know they quickly enter for rainy season.
An indigene carefully explained some attributes associated with fishery businesses.
This is crayfish, and this is for Yorubas. Yorubas like going crayfish. Then Ghanaians, they like going to, their fishing is, they like to go and fish bonga. That's their fishing. They like fishing bonga. And if you wash bonga and crayfish are not the same. And also if you wash trawler fishing, it's not the same with Ghanaian fishing. Their fishing is always daily. They go by 3 o'clock, sometimes 4 o'clock. They will come back like 11, 12. Sometimes they come back in the night. When they don't see fish in the sea, they will come back at night. Like today, if you watch very well, they don't see fish in the water today. Not that there's no fish, but there is no fish for them to catch today.
On the sidelines, catfish is one of Niger Delta's most reared household fish that can be easily controlled with promising economic gains. Some rear catfish in mobile ponds, while others build concrete structures to hold and breed their fishes.
This fish that I'm feeding is catfish, Clarias garipinus, and it is a species of catfish that we can rear in the house. There are other species of catfish, but most of them we can't rear them in the house. So I'm feeding them. Definitely have to feed them from 3 times a day or 2 times, depending on the size. Like at the size they are now, you need to feed them 3 times a day so they would grow and mature properly. They're about 2 months old now, and at this stage, they are not yet table size. We call them melange. You can dry this size and use it to cook. You know, that's the stage they are in right now. So this is the best source of protein. Fish is the best source of protein. It's a fact.
Aside the gains of rearing and consuming fresh fishes, some also enjoy drying their fishes because of its rich benefits, which includes fatty acid, longer lifespan, and others.
So this is catfish. It is locally raised here in Akwa Ibom State. So it's either you produce them or you get them at a fingerling stage. So mine was gotten at a fingerling stage, and then it was raised to 5 months maximum. And then after 5 months, we weigh it. It attended 1 kg. So that was when we knew it was due for processing. The method of processing is quite different depending on your customer's demand. Now we have seasoned catfish, and then we have unspiced catfish. Now this catfish could be spiced to any level you want them. We have ginger spice, we have pepper spice, we have onion spice, and also we have the ones that are not spiced, depending on customers' demand. So this particular one I'm holding is not spiced because the customer does not want it to be spiced, and this is sold at 3,000 per kg. This is 3,000 naira. This is a kg of fresh, but after drying, this one will not give you a kg. So this is 3,000 naira each. We also have another one. Here we have edeng. This is one of the type of fish we process here. Then this is a akwe. Ekodonyem akwe. You can see. So this is another type of fish that is being processed here. Then we have akpanata. A lot of people love this fish because it doesn't scatter in the food. So this is akpanata, one of its kind, one of the fish that is selling most in this part of Akwa Ibom State, akpanata.
With the blue economy being a major concern, there is no doubt that with the needed...
Bringing you more on across the Niger Delta, Governor of Akwa Ibom State, His Excellency Pastor Moino, has approved the appointment of the following officers as permanent secretaries in the Akwa Ibom State Civil Service. In a release signed by Head of Civil Service in the state, Elder Efyong Essien, the newly appointed permanent secretaries are Mrs. Grace Monde Akpan, Mr. Imatom Udoseng, Dr. Emmanuel U. Eaton, Mr. Ignatius Anthony Ekwere, Mr. Elsie Anyete Peters, Dr. Igbemi A. Igbemi, Edet A. Usungwara, Dr. John Aloysius Orok, Dr. Abraham Ikpong Inyangudo, Rose Edet Stephen, Afyong Ekpeyong Ebieme, and Dr. Sunday Ido. The swearing-in of the appointees will be performed by His Excellency Pastor Moino of the Akwa Ibom State on Monday, April 29, 2024. And on the developing story, we'll bring you details of the Passion FM ADB and Cleanup Campaign April edition that took place in Akwa Ibom State and Bayelsa in a bid to roll back malaria. While we bring you a glimpse of the activity in Bayelsa State, an updated version of what happened in Akwa Ibom State will come to you later on.
Overwhelming voices where everyone has different opinion on different issues. It is important that we bring the core issue to the fore. Join me, Nancy Banigo, on Softline as we lend our voices to inform and influence your thoughts and actions. This is not just mere talk, it is an invocative program that touches the core of our existence.
ADBN Smartphone Film Workshop.
Are you a young adult with a passion for storytelling and content creation? Do you reside in the Niger Delta and desire to become a filmmaker or content creator?
Then you should register for the ADBN Smartphone Film Workshop, an exciting opportunity brought to you by ADBN TV. Embark on a journey to unlock your creative potential by learning the art of filmmaking, sound design, and lighting using your smartphone. This is your chance to turn your ideas into reality. So hurry now and register via our website at www.adbntv.com. But wait, that's not all. Your creations will be aired on ADBN TV, channel 258 on DSTV, 140 on StarTimes, Avo TV app, Limex World TV app, and Niger TV app, reaching audiences far and wide. And guess what? 3 lucky winners will be selected for the grand cash prize of 5 million naira.
Meet our facilitators.
Register now at www.adbntv.com and take the first step towards a future in filmmaking and content creation. ADBN Smartphone Film Workshop. Unleash your creativity.
Apologize for the inability to hook up with the cleanup team in Bayelsa State. Moving away from that, an explosion from a tanker loaded with petrol has caused gridlock around Akpajo Petrochemicals Junction in East-West Road, Port Harcourt, Rivers State. The fire incident, which occurred at about 9 p.m. last night, has raised down several cars along that axis. As at the time of Firelanders reports, details of casualties and the extent of the damage are yet to be confirmed, as we are yet to receive a feedback from the Police Public Relations Officer in the state, DSP Grace Iringe Koko. We, however, do promise to bring you updates on this event as soon as they come forward. And still in Rivers State Governor Sir Siminalayi Fubara has commissioned the Navy Training Command headquarters in Ebudu community, Eleme local government area of Rivers State. The Chief Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Emmanuel Ogala, has just commissioned the auditorium at the Training Command headquarters named after Rear Admiral M.A.B. Elegbede, a foremost indigenous top naval officer. The Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Emmanuel Ogala, commissioned the auditorium at the Training Command headquarters named after the naval personnel. The headquarters of the Training Command was recently relocated from Lagos State, southwest Nigeria, to its new location in Rivers, south of the country. The Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Ogala, announced the relocation during a courtesy visit to the Government House on Thursday. During the visit, Vice Admiral Ogala said relocation marks a strategic move by the Nigerian Navy, underscoring the importance of having the headquarters of its Navy Training Command in an oil-rich and riverine state like Rivers. He said the decision aligns with the Navy's objective to enhance its operational capabilities, particularly in maritime security, anti-oil theft war, and defense in the Niger Delta region. Meanwhile, Chief of Naval Staff Vice Admiral Emmanuel Ogala has extended the Operation Delta Sanity, a special mission aimed at combating crude oil theft in the Niger Delta region, for an additional 90 days. The operation, initiated January 6, 2024, has been instrumental in curbing oil theft and other criminal activities in the Niger Delta region, thereby enhancing Nigeria's oil production and economic growth. During his visit to the Nigerian Navy ship Pathfinder, Ogala emphasized
issues. It is important that we bring the core issue to the fore. Join me, Nancy Banigo, on Softline as we lend our voices to inform and influence your thoughts and actions. This is not just mere talk, it is an invocative program that touches the core of our existence.
ADBN, Advocate Broadcasting Network.
And welcome to the Big Story segment. The economic development of the Niger Delta in recent times has been described as slow-paced owing to the richness in oil. But a lot of people are also eager to know the plans of the present administration for the development of the region. Earlier in the week, in an exclusive interview with a federal representative at the 10th Senate, Honorable Clement Jimbo, member representing Abak, Etimeku and Ika constituency, where he reeled out the plan of the President Tinubu's administration, that of the National Assembly, as well as your role and mine in making the development of the Niger Delta a reality. Do enjoy every bit of it. Niger Delta region. And with us in the studio at the moment, we have the House member representing Abak, Ika, Etimeku Federal Constituency in the person of Honorable Clement Jimbo. Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, good afternoon, and thank you for having me.
We are glad you're here with us.
Thank you.
Okay, sir, let's go straight to business. As the Deputy Chairman of the House Representative Committee on National Planning and Economic Development, how do you plan to ensure that the Niger Delta region benefits equitably from national economic development initiatives?
Okay, well, thank you very much for having me today. And let me equally use this wonderful opportunity to send a very big shout out to all my constituents in Abaket Mekbika Federal Constituency, and of course the 10th House of Representatives, heavily led by Dr. Tajuddin Abbas, the Speaker. When you talked about the Niger Delta Development Commission, you recall that it was established in 2001 via the Act of the Parliament, and so far it was meant to intervene in the many decades that we have seen in the Niger Delta over the years since oil was discovered in Niger Delta in 1956 in a city called Library. Because of so many shock absorbers were not put in place vis-a-vis the discovery of oil, so multinationals in IOC just came in there, they take what they can take and allowed the environment and even the people to deteriorate. So the Niger Delta Development Commission Act came into force to see how to ameliorate the decay, the damage that the activities of oil exploration has done to the Niger Delta. Then coming to the House and my intervention, it is unfortunate that when we passed the budget, the 2024 budget, the Niger Delta Development Commission budget is not part of the grundum of the budget that we pass. The budget comes later, and there is a committee of the House called Niger Delta Commission Committee that actually started with the responsibility of mainstreaming the budget of Niger Delta Development Commission. But that is not to say we, as a member of as the Deputy Chairman of the National Plan Economic Development, that we are totally arms straight, that there is nothing we can do, of course. And that is to equally say the project that are embedded in the 2024 Appropriation Act, which has been signed and passed into law, is equally from the federal government, which is equally helping to develop the Niger Delta in my own capacity. So that is so far what we can do and what we are doing.
Now, moving away from synergy, the Niger Delta is a region that is blessed with oil and gas resources, and this has also brought about some challenges like degradation and all of that. So as a member of the House Committee, what are your plans to make sure that these challenges are addressed in the Niger Delta for sustainable development?
Well, thank you very much. You see, every development comes with its own inconveniences. When you look at the advantages of the discovery of oil vis-a-vis the degradation that the discovery of oil has caused the Niger Delta, one actually wants to wonder, is the discovery of oil indeed a blessing to the people of Niger Delta? And I wouldn't want to say the answer, but the obvious is there. Then, is there anything we can do? Of course. You see, what we failed to do some 20, 30 years ago will not be wished away.
Okay.
We still need to make sure we get to the very first thing that we needed to have done 20, 30 years ago and do it. And what is that? For example, Nigeria is not the only country in the world that is exploring oil. I recently came back from United States, Houston, Texas. Texas is almost like the oil hub in the United States, refineries everywhere. But if you look at their sea, their rivers, it's still very blue. It's not polluted. The environment is not polluted. So how are they doing it? So it therefore means there is something that we failed to do that has made the Niger Delta the way it is. And until we get back to doing that, we should still be talking about the problem.
Okay.
And what is the solution to this? Is to hold the international oil companies to account. If they are exploring oils in other countries and they are not flaring gas, why are you doing it here? And also we should equally hold ourselves to account, the communities. Why will IOCs lay their pipe and transport oil and you go and destroy the pipe and litter the community with crude oil? Who is to blame? You're actually shooting yourself in the foot. So the pollution, the degradation that we are currently experiencing in Niger Delta, first is caused by the IOCs, because I will first shift the blames to them. Because if they had done the proper thing that they need to do from the word get-go, the reprisal effect, the multiplier effect that the community need to rise up to defend themselves wouldn't have been there. If you were sincere, indeed, employing the locals and integrate them into the oil production processes, there will not be need for restiveness. If you were sincere in making sure you safeguard the land where they were cultivating, you still safeguard the aquatic life, the restiveness would not be there. Agricultural life, the restiveness would not be there. Then you sincerely give back to the society through your corporate social responsibility. It will not be there. I recently went to Ibnoa. It was amazing that when Mobile is sited, they enjoy light 24 hours, but the communities around them don't enjoy light. I mean, who does that? Even drinking water, for crying out loud, what does it take for a company like Mobile to sing borehole water, make pipe-borne water available to the entire Ibnoa community? Who does that? And you expect the people to completely sit down there and watch you? It's just a matter of time. They will revenge. And that's exactly what is happening in Niger Delta. Like I said, when oil was discovered in Nigeria in 1956, it was a good thing. That was not when oil existed in Nigeria, but that was when it was discovered.
Yes.
Two different things. Then we got independence in 1960. But before oil was discovered, something was keeping this country going. It wasn't oil, it was agriculture.
Sure.
We were doing very well. So when oil was discovered, many of our technocrats that were doing very well in agriculture, many of our citizens that were doing very well in agriculture, abandoned the agricultural sector and moved into the oil sector because they see it as an oil money is fast. But they forgot that you can have all the money. If you don't have somebody to till the ground, your money will not, you can't eat your money raw. You need to use it to buy food. So who did we saddle with the responsibilities of? We abandoned agriculture. That is why till today we still find it difficult for us to explore our oil by ourselves. We still find it difficult, just like Dangote recently. It was very difficult for us to refine our oil because there is a gap. And that gap was exacerbated by failure of leadership. Those that led us in those times, they completely failed this nation. So what are we to do now? Is for us to still get back to where we needed to fix and fix. So Nigeria must deliberately, I have made so many, promoted so many ideas out there. For agriculture, Nigeria still holds a very big stick in terms of propagating, cultivating our land. And I will share this very quickly. If you look at Nigeria, it's divided into 6 geopolitical zones.
Sure.
Fantastic. Why is it called geopolitical zones? Could that be the reason why at every election cycle, the whole country and possibly the whole world is looking at Nigeria? Because that is what we have chosen to call it. Every of our youth is interested in politics, year in, year out. What if we equally decide to call it 6 geo-agricultural zones?
Wow.
Will that create a psyche in the minds of Nigerians?
People, yes.
That indeed, as we are boxing the head, doing so much to elect our leaders, the leaders should equally know that there is a zone also called agricultural zones, where people will be saddled with responsibilities of cultivating those zones year in, year out. Because if you look at Nigeria, we have different lands for different cultivation, comparative advantage, crop production.
Yes.
What is cultivated in the south, what is doing well in the south may not do well in the north. So we focus on our areas of strength. If the north is producing crop A, let us channel resources to that area to maximize cultivation there. Then, at the end of the day, let them bring everything. We will not have shortages of food. Every year, we have the 1976 Act that brought to bear the Nigerian Youth Service Corps. Of course, as at when that act was put in place, it was a fantastic idea. But I tell you, in my own opinion right now, that act has completely outlived its responsibilities. Because if I have a child now that has completed a university degree and is posted to the north to go and save Nigeria, I will simply withdraw him out. Because I don't see anything that you are going to do there. I've seen so many of our youth corpers, brilliant minds who are brought out from the universities every year, roaming the street in the interland, in the name of saving your fatherland. In real sense, you are not saving nothing. You're wasting your life. So we can redirect those energies of our youth into roaming those interland, looking for where to sleep, looking for what to eat, becoming a nuisance to the society. We should channel them into agriculture and ask the state governors in each of your state, make available 1,000 hectares of land, 2,000 hectares of land, 4,000 hectares of land. Let us cultivate a particular crop that will do well in this very region.
Yeah, the Niger Delta.
At the end of the year, you can imagine what our youths will manifest from that area. Then the proceeds from there, you bring it and you sell it to Nigerians. The advantage of that is that these youth corpers will not lack what to eat.
True.
Will not lack where to live. There will be security for them. So there is a whole lot of advantages that this very idea can bring to Nigeria. That is a missing link that we still need to go back and fix.
Okay. Then finally, you spoke about the leadership putting us in the mess, if I should use that word, that we are currently in the country. So is it possible for the committee, the House Committee, to engage stakeholders in the Niger Delta region, including community leaders, civil society organizations, and private sector, to make sure that the economic development initiatives are both inclusive and responsive in the Niger Delta region?
Of course, yes.
Okay.
That is why from time to time we organize what is called sectoral debate. We call the chief executive of MDS to come and give account of what is happening. Like before we went on a recess, we had talked with the central bank governor, we've talked with the minister for national planning, we've talked with the minister for budget and national planning, we've talked with a whole couple of them, IG of police, chief of defense staff. We brought them. What are you doing? How can we help? Are there gaps in the law that is established in each of your agencies that you think we can address in order to unbundle you for you to have a free hand to address this matter? So from time to time, we interface with them to bring them to check, and that is part of our oversight function. So yes, indeed, the 10th House of Assembly is very, very versatile in that area.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, bringing this home to your constituency, Abak, Ikai, Timepo Federal Constituency, and other parts of the Niger Delta.
Yes.
What do you think is the greatest challenge in this region, and how does the House plan to do that?
Yes, right now, yes, the greatest challenge that we are facing in Abak, Ikai, Timepo is internal roads.
Okay.
Because during my electioneering process, during my campaign, I traversed the length and breadth. I entered all the 31 wards. I entered all the 386 polling units and the different communities canvassing for votes. So I know the challenge I passed through in assessing these communities. The roads, the internal roads are completely impassable. So that's number one challenge that I am seriously working in synergy with the 10,000 representatives to make sure it is addressed. And that was why in my first motion that I moved in the House, it was an infrastructural motion. There's a bridge in my community called Obiobon Bridge in Abak local government area that was dilapidated since 2001. As a result of that, each time there is rain, flood ravaged the entire community and the people cannot even come out from their houses. I'm not even talking about farmlands, completely washed away. So when I brought that matter to the fore of the 10th House of Assembly, it received a speedy intervention, and as we speak, that project has been included in 2024 Appropriation Act. And when the necessary ministry carries out their procurement process, it's going to be looked on. So internal routes, yes. And if you look at how the Nigerian system is structured, we, apart from the laws we make, we can equally play an advisory role to the federal government.
Okay.
The things that we see happening in a locality, like the decay of infrastructure that I've just mentioned in my community, we put it through a motion and all the different interventionist agencies to look into it. And they can equally go to it and maybe put it in their budget, carry out the procurement, and do it. So that is my greatest focus in this very 10th House of Assembly, to make sure at least the roads that are bad in my communities are addressed.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. We do believe that with people like you in the committee and representing states in the Niger Delta, in no distant time, the desired change we need to see in the region will come to bear.
Absolutely.
Thank you
Without
very much, sir. Thank you for your time, and thank you for obliging us on the program.
You're welcome.
Indeed, an insightful session with the federal representative of Abak Etimekpo Ika constituency. And with that, we'll call it a day on this edition of Across the Niger Delta. Till we come your way again, I am Awero Swogene Ebo. Do enjoy the rest of the day's broadcast. Bye for now.